amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. Now get ready for liftoff.
T-minus 10,
9, come
8,
on.
7,
Countdown
6,
with me,
5,
folks.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Come on.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The Show with No Name time. On Fun Radio. Get up. Come on. Let's go. Welcome, Show with No Namers, especially Anix, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Gloria, Marisol, Nuria, and Paco. That's right. We finally got a guy to participate. Well, we've had guys in the past, but man, the ladies are killing it, as my buddy Rob Graham says. They're killing it, arrasando, in our weekly speaking section called, I was going to say what? The question of the week. That's right. And this week we're going to be taking a look at the most surprising gift you've ever received. So thank you to all of you, the ones I just mentioned, for taking the time to A, think about what you want to say, B, recording it, and C, sending it to my email address. And a special shout out to our friend Gloria. You're not going to believe it. Gloria has already sent me next week's question of the week. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Next week's question of the week is, what is your favorite beverage, bebida, and why? And Gloria, you got a head start, to use an idiomatic expression that we looked at yesterday, to get a head start, salir con ventaja. So kudos to all of you who feel the need to practice your speaking every week. Those of you who don't feel the need, well, congratulations. I guess your speaking, your confidence is, wow, through the roof, por las nubes. And we say through the roof. Excellent job. I'm glad you guys don't need to practice, and kudos to you for already having this English thing totally under control. But for the rest of us, and I'm including myself, I need to practice my Spanish speaking. Well, I speak English here on the show. A lot of my friends are bilingual or speak English and Spanish, so I end up speaking English with them because it's easier for me. So even somebody who's been speaking and has been exposed to your language for 48 years, I still feel the need to practice. So kudos. You guys are definitely playing in the big leagues, those of you who don't need to practice. Awesome. What can I say except now, I don't have any proof of that. I'm just assuming, right? I don't have any proof because I haven't heard you speak. But I imagine if you don't use this golden opportunity to practice speaking about different topics every week, it's because A, you don't have enough time, and I totally get that too. And that's, I hope it's the latter, la segunda opción, You don't need to. You speak perfect English and you do not need to practice. That's awesome. Again, either way, I get it. If you're like, come on, man, I don't need to practice my speaking. Are you kidding me? I speak better than, a wonderful orator, somebody who their job is to speak. I was going to say politicians, but we know half of what they say, or more than half of what they say, is just BS. Now, what does BS stand for? Bullshit. Mentira. But they say it so well. All right, well, my amigos, let's kick things off with today's Say What soundbite. Say what? What? That's right, folks. Welcome to your Say What soundbite here. Today's audio clip is from a movie, a great movie. Man, I remember watching this movie on repeat over and over and over. It still is, I think, funny. Now, some movies don't hold up, though. Some movies, you watch them like 10 years later and you're like, well, I remember that being a lot better. And some movies really stand the test of time. Recently, we saw Gremlins. It's still an amazing movie. IMO, in my opinion. Gremlins. And you know what a gremlin is? Un duende. In fact, there are a couple scenes in the movie where the neighbor says, "Oh man, you bought a German car. You bought a car from China." Well, they put gremlins in them. So a gremlin is a specific kind of little creature that gets into gadgets and tech stuff and makes it not work well, right? It's kind of a myth. Translation, buy American. Compra las cosas americanas. We don't put gremlins in our things. Did you know that? Where the movie came from. The name of the movie, a gremlin is that. During, I guess it's propaganda like most things you hear, and obviously the Germans aren't, the makers of Audi or Volkswagen are not putting little duendes, little gremlins in their auto parts or in their vehicles so that they break down para que se averían. But it's something that was said. As I said before, if you look at the neighbor character, he's the one who keeps saying, "Oh man, this tractor, I've had it for 20 years, not one problem." And he talks about these foreign-made cars, foreign-made electronics, electrodomésticos, that have gremlins in them. Did you know that part of the movie? I don't know. No sé cómo lo traducen because I've never watched the movie in Spanish naturally. I don't think I could. It's hard for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's hard for me to watch a movie that's been dubbed. Yeah, well, the moment Robert De Niro says, "Quítate de medio, maldito cabrón," I'm like, what? Huh? That doesn't sound anything like Robert De Niro. In fact, it's totally overacted. And hey, I get it. There's a movement of, are you seeing me? I'm overacting. But also, as somebody who studied that, I go for more the subtle stuff. And I think that's kind of what's made De Niro such a famous actor and many other ones. It's understating things, not exaggerating them and overstating them. But I get it. It's a whole business. And of course, the voiceover artists, well, they have to feel like they're, acting it out too. I get it. But I can't. I can't watch it, though. It's just too much. And also the kid, the woman, I imagine it's a woman who does the voices of all the kids. Mama, ¿por qué no vamos al I'm like, if my kid sounded like that, I would definitely get noise cancellation headphones and wear them around the house. No doubt about it. So this holiday season, check out some movies and check them out. Check out the classics in their original version. And you'll see there isn't as much overacting. Now, I will say something. If you watch movies from the 50s, that was a period. Again, everything is trends, tendencias, where it's like, so what are you going to do, John? That was back then. But now, since I would say the 70s, 80s, the idea was less is more. ¿No? La expresión que decimos es less is more. Haces mucho más con menos que decir, hola, estoy enfadado. Okay, we got you. But, you could say the same thing without going overboard as well, with the subtlety, right? Subtlety. There's a word with a silent B, subtle. You say sutil. Pues en inglés se escribe S-U-B-T-L-E, subtle. All right, a couple things, too. I want to remind you guys, we've got our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night coming up. It'll be hosted by Richard Vaughn. It's the last one of 2025, so mark your calendars. December 2nd, and it's at 8 p.m. It's at the Toast Tap Room. Also, you have until the end of November to take advantage of the special deals we have for Black November. Hey, that's what it sounds like. Black November, you can get the Masters program right now at a €600 discount. I mean, that's a ton of cash. €600. That's awesome. So if you're thinking about doing that, or ever were, now's the time. This is the moment. All right, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. We're going to listen to it right now for the first time, and we'll analyze what we hear. Are you ready?
Has it escaped your attention that these children have head-to-toe poison oak?
Well, no. Yes, but
what? My children are in need of medical assistance, and you can sit here and smugly lecture me on the importance of tests which exist to pigeonhole children's potential.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. You're chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
That's right. You know it. You do know it. It's just what the doctor ordered. Justo lo que necesitabas. This book is the shit, and it's available at vaughntienda.com and wherever fine books are sold. All right, now let's see what book we're going to look at in today's Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz, 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 quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, folks, it is our pop quiz. Today we're taking a look at Speak English B2, just one of the many materials you can pick up at Von Tienda. We've got Speak English A1, A2. That's one book. All right. So you've got Speak English A1 slash barra. Remember, we had some problems with slash versus dash guion slash barra. So you've got the first one, Speak English A1 slash A2. And then you've got Speak English B1. And then the one we're going to look at today, Speak English B2. You can get the whole collection. Each one individually will cost around 16 euros, well, 15.75. And you've got everything in there from phrasal verbs to vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, expressions, common mistakes. In fact, I'll share it with you over here. And again, I can't stress the importance of the audio, because A, you're training your ear to understand it, to know the way it sounds. And then you, since I know my students always repeat the different structures aloud, you're also familiarizing yourself with the way it's said. So as always, I want you to listen carefully. Today, we're going to be looking a little bit at the past tense and the passive voice. So listen carefully, and I will have a couple questions for you afterwards.
7. Grammar. Review of past tenses.
Vi 2 películas la semana pasada.
I saw 2 films last week.
He visto 3 videoclips hoy.
I've seen 3 video clips today.
Patricia escribió 2 informes ayer.
Patricia wrote 2 reports yesterday.
Patricia ha escrito 5 informes esta semana.
Patricia has written 5 reports this week.
El teléfono no dejó de sonar ayer por la tarde.
The phone didn't stop ringing yesterday afternoon.
El teléfono no ha dejado de sonar esta mañana.
The phone hasn't stopped ringing this morning.
Hasta ahora me he tomado 2 tazas de café esta mañana.
So far this morning, I've had 2 cups of coffee.
He perdido las llaves del coche. No las encuentro por ninguna parte.
I've lost my car keys. I can't find them anywhere.
El año pasado gané 2 premios, pero este año no he ganado ninguno.
Last year, I won 2 awards, but this year, I haven't won any.
Ayer hablé con 3 personas, pero hoy no he hablado con nadie.
Yesterday, I spoke to 3 people, but I haven't spoken to anyone today.
Esta semana he comprado 2 libros. La semana pasada no compré ninguno.
This week, I've bought 2 books. Last week, I didn't buy any.
Ha estado lloviendo toda la mañana.
It's been raining all morning.
Llevo esperando 1 hora.
I've been waiting for an hour.
Llevan toda la semana quejándose.
They've been complaining all week.
Él lleva fumando desde que tenía 15 años.
He's been smoking since he was 15.
Ella estaba leyendo mientras ellos estaban viendo la tele.
She was reading while they were watching TV.
Disculpa, no estaba escuchando.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
No me di cuenta de que ya lo habías terminado.
I didn't realize that you had already finished it.
El concierto no había acabado cuando llegamos allí.
The concert hadn't finished when we got there.
Ella había salido de casa para cuando yo me despertara.
She had left the house by the time I woke up. Test yourself.
Yo estaba durmiendo cuando sonó el teléfono.
I was sleeping when the phone rang.
Llevo horas escuchando la radio.
I've been listening to the radio for hours.
La semana pasada Peter hizo 2 tartas, pero esta semana no ha hecho ninguna.
Last week, Peter made 2 cakes, but this week he hasn't made any.
Ella lleva jugando al tenis desde que tenía 7 años.
She's been playing tennis since she was 7.
Hoy hemos encontrado 2 errores, pero ayer no encontramos ninguno.
Today we've found 2 mistakes, but yesterday we didn't find any.
La reunión ya había empezado cuando llegué allí.
The meeting had already started when I got there.
Me di cuenta de que ella me había mentido.
I realized that she had lied to me.
35 grammar. The passive voice with to get.
Se roban carteras todos los días.
Wallets get stolen every day.
Me pagan a principio del mes.
I get paid at the beginning of the month.
No me recogen del colegio. Cojo el autobús a casa.
I don't get picked up from school. I take the bus home.
Ella no quiere que la echen.
She doesn't want to get fired.
Espero que me asciendan pronto.
I hope I get promoted soon.
Fue elegida el año pasado.
She got elected last year.
Nos dijeron que nos fuésemos a casa.
We got told to go home.
No me han pagado todavía.
I haven't got paid yet.
No se hicieron daño en el incendio.
They didn't get injured in the fire.
Espero que no te hayas contagiado el virus.
I hope you didn't get infected with the virus.
Tienen que hacerle la prueba de la rabia a mi perro.
My dog needs to get tested for rabies.
Te harás daño si no tienes cuidado.
You'll get hurt if you're not careful.
Creo que me ha picado una avispa.
I think I've got stung by a wasp.
No me picó ningún mosquito anoche.
I didn't get bitten by mosquitoes last night.
Los atracadores fueron capturados por la policía.
The robbers got caught by the police.
Afortunadamente, nadie murió en el accidente.
Luckily, nobody got killed in the accident.
Si sigues haciendo esto, van a echarte.
If you keep doing this, you're going to get fired.
Puede que le asciendan a él el año que viene.
He might get promoted next year.
¿Cómo se dañó tu coche?
How did your car get damaged?
Creo que te deberías hacer una prueba de diabetes.
I think you should get tested for diabetes. Test yourself.
Te recogerán en la estación.
You'll get picked up at the station.
No nos pagan cada semana.
We don't get paid every week.
¿Alguien se ha hecho daño?
Did anyone get hurt?
Espero que los atrapen.
I hope they get caught.
Me recogerán en el aeropuerto.
I'll get picked up at the airport.
¿Cuándo fue elegido él?
When did he get elected?
No quieren que lo escojan.
They don't want to get caught.
First things first, how you machines doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good, good. Let's take a picture. Quick question. ¿Cómo se dice emocionar en inglés?
To emotionate.
No! Think of Michael Jackson. Una pista de audio. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
It's Thriller.
That's right. So emocionar is to
Thrill.
eso es. And this book is the shit will thrill you. It's thrilling.
Sí, señor. This book is the shit. El inglés que no sabías que sabías. 1000 nuevas palabras para tu colección. De la mano de Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
así da gusto aprender.
Now we're talking. That's right, folks. You can pick up all these materials, any of my 5 books, or the one we're looking at today, Speak English B2. What an awesome, that was 4 minutes. And in that 4 minutes, we've got a lot of vocabulary, a lot of structures that you need to know. All right, let's take a look. The first thing I want from you is I want you to use one of these sentences they used using both the second and the third column. So let me give you my example. Okay, I ate pizza once last week. I've eaten pizza twice so far this week. So you're not just practicing the second and third column, but you're practicing why are we saying I've eaten instead of I ate. You can use whatever verb you like. As I said, always personalize it. So think of something that, and it can be last week, it can be last year, it could be yesterday, and so far today. So in the first one, we're using the simple past and the present perfect. And as I said, the best way to do it is say, well, yesterday I got 3 phone calls. Today, I've gotten 4 phone calls so far. All right. So again, this is just to practice, not just those second columns, that second and third column, I should say, but why? Why are we using them? All right. And again, anytime you do something and you write it here in the group, it's really important that you say it aloud. You don't just want to familiarize yourself with the way it's written. Okay. The next 2 are the passive voice, as I call it, the documentary tense. Okay. Se mantiene bajo llave. Se mantiene bajo llave. All right. That's an idiomatic expression. We'll see if you guys know that one. Bajo llave. Okay. Se mantiene bajo llave. And the third one, siempre se ha hecho a mano. Again, that second and third one are the passive voice. I know many of you have used them and you know how to use them. So we're going to check right now. The third one again is siempre se ha hecho a mano. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a quick commercial break right now. I can't believe it. We've flown through the first part of the show. When we come back, we'll highlight some of the things that I think you should know from Speak English B2. I've shared the link with you over there, so if you want to take a look at it, you can take a look at it. It's just one click away. A un solo clic. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. In this part of the show, we're going to listen to our Say What soundbite for the second time. Now, this one's a little bit long, but I think it's pretty easy to understand. I think. We'll see. Sometimes I'm totally wrong. I'm like, oh, they're going to get this one, and then nobody gets it. And then other ones where I'm like, nah, no one's going to get this one. And you guys prove me wrong. We shall see. That's the Say What soundbite. We'll also check your observations. I see we've got a lot of comments here in our group chat. Plus, we'll check your pop quiz answers to see how well you know the simple past and the present perfect. And more importantly, how to use them and why you're using them. We'll also take a look at the passive voice. And also we're going to hear from some of you. We'll hear from Anix, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Gloria, Marisol, Nuria, and Paco. So lots to do, as always, my amigos. But we'll get it all done, even if we have to put the pedal to the metal. Pisarlo fuerte. All right, a couple things I wanted to highlight there too. La rabia. Yeah, rabia is rage or anger, but la rabia, like an animal, like that froths at the mouth, that's called rabies. So, hey, that could be a good double trouble. Rage or anger es siempre tiene mucha rabia él. Pero si tiene la rabia, he has rabies. I don't know which is worse. No, I'm joking. Also, a sting versus a bite. A bee stings, a mosquito bites. That's right. And mosquito bites are the worst. Oh, man. And some can be lethal. They can be deadly. The smallest, most dangerous animal in the world, a mosquito. Well, yeah, you get the wrong one, and it's curtains, as we say. Curtains is telones. O sea, baja el telón. Hasta luego, apaga y vámonos. Another thing I wanted to highlight, too, a lot of people say fortunately, pero ¿qué pasa? Muchos lo pronuncian fortunately. I get it, because in Spanish, la T es la T, but in English, it's fortunately. But luckily, you can say luckily, right? So that's another way to say it, luckily. We also looked at to get promoted, que te ascienden, okay? Now, don't you wish it was synonymous with getting promoted also meant getting a raise? Well, those aren't synonymous all the time. He got promoted. Oh, did he get a raise? Eso es el salario que sube. Oh, no. Well, then did he really get promoted? Also, I've noticed a lot of confusion with injury, to injure, and to get injured. So an injury is the noun. He received many injuries during the boxing match. He was injured by the other boxer, and now he got injured. Okay, so lesionarse. Always remember the get is the reflexive. Es el se, right? El emborracharse, to get drunk, right? Ponerse triste, to get sad, right? So it's a little trick there with that get, which we use all the time. To get caught, le pillaron. Fue pillado. And how do we say manos en la masa? Do you remember that one? He got caught red-handed. Nosotros decimos con manos de sangre. Think about it. No, if your hands are red, well, then they're stained with blood, and it probably means you did it. So to get caught red-handed. All of these things came from Speak English B2. As I said, it's an amazing material that you can pick up over at Vaughn Tienda for $15.75. You can pick it up online, or please feel free to stop by one of our offices in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza. All right, let's listen to our Say What soundbite for the second time. As I said, it's a little bit long, but I think it's pretty easy to follow. We shall see. Here goes.
Has it escaped your attention that these children have head-to-toe poison oak?
Oh, no. Yes, but
But what? My children are in need of medical assistance. And you can sit here and smugly lecture me on the importance of tests? Tests which exist to pigeonhole children's potential?
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer, or football as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. You got all our amazing books. You can stop by in person. Also, if you're not following us on social media, make sure you follow Vaughn on social media. If you want to follow me, go for it. I'm not using it too much. In fact, I'm lying. I'm using X more these days because, I don't have to be a consumer as much. I don't have to be ingesting as much. I put it out there, I answer, and I don't read too much. That's my problem. My problem is I enjoy posting and I enjoy reading your comments, but I don't want to read all the other bullshit that's in between. You catch my drift. More important things to do, you know. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Elena is in the house. Somebody who I know doesn't use social media. She said it the other day. You are smart, Elena. She says, cold good mornings, guys. Unusually chilly up here in the north. However, I've already warmed up and wrapped up warm. I love it. Welcome, welcome. Also, we say to bundle up. Abrígate bien, ¿no? Mantente calentito. Bundle. A bundle es un fardo. O sea, hazte un fardo. Okay. Bundle up. It's cold. It's chilly. Y me encanta que has usado la palabra chilly. ¿Cómo se llamaba el pingüino? In English, his name was Chilly Willy. Makes sense, right? And that's a homophone, by the way. So for us, chilly means cold, si es con Y, Chilly. Chile, the country. I know you say Chile, but we don't. We say chili. And then you've got chili, which is this beef with beans. Oh, that stuff is delicious. I love chili. And it's funny because you never serve chili. You serve it hot. All right, Elena, welcome. Great to have you with us. There's Chris Valrol checking in, fichando. She says, morning. Also really chilly in my neck of the woods, but with my cup of tea, tú has puesto cup of, pero ya sabes, yo digo cuppa. With my cup of tea and the show with no name, I warm up quickly. Well, great to have you with us, Chris. And you've got the right attitude, both of you. Yeah, the cold is a reason to snuggle up. No, juntarse. Acucurrarse, is that how you say? Darse mimos. Yeah, grab your favorite blanket and a loved one, and life is good, you know? There's Anix checking in. What's up, Anix? She says, morning. Say what? There's a woman giving a speech, even though it sounds like a movie. Well, it is. It is a movie. And she said something about kids' health and needs. Spot on. Yeah, she's talking about the well-being and health of her kids and their needs, sus necesidades. Perfect. Anix, short and sweet. Cortito y al grano. All right, Elena's got something to say about our Say What soundbite. She says, a concerned mother who expresses her frustration for not getting the medical attention her children deserve. I couldn't say it better myself. Excellent, Elena. You got all the important information. You summed it up nicely. What can I say? Excellent. Excellent job. Let's see. Chris Valrol's got something to say about our Say What soundbite. And she says, I heard an American mother who's worried about her children's health. Absolutely. And she's reproaching someone for focusing on a test to measure children's potential. Spot on. So I was right. It's pretty easy. Even though it's a little bit long, it's pretty easy to understand. And to reproach someone, bueno, I think you say the same thing, reprochar, right? Echar en cara, right? Say, what's wrong with you? So excellent vocabulary today, ladies. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, by the way, your Michael Jackson impersonation is great. Thanks a lot. Thank you. I got into the moment there, and I really got into it. No, me metí en el papel, I think you would say. There's Born to Iron Man. He says, morning, chilly friends. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Great to have you with us. Elena's participating in our pop quiz. She says, I've shot the breeze with my British friend once this week. I shot the breeze with her twice last week. Absolutely. And there's a totally native to shoot the breeze. Estar de palique. To talk, but about nothing too important. To shoot the breeze. We also say, in a vulgar way, to shoot the shit, right? To shoot the shit. So I've shot the breeze with my British friend once this week. Unas claves para el presente perfecto es lately, últimamente. ¿Por qué? Sigue abierto. No has cerrado ese tiempo. So far, hasta ahora, sigue abierto. But the moment you say 1 minute ago, 5 seconds ago, now it's past. Now I know in Spanish, he desayunado con él hoy. You can't do that. We don't do that. Not in American English. I think sometimes in British English, I've had breakfast with him today. I don't know. I don't speak British English. You can ask many of your British teachers here on Vaughan Radio. They'll give you the scoop, la primicia. But for me as an American, it sounds weird to say that. So excellent job. Not only did you use it correctly, but you gave us a totally native expression, to shoot the breeze. The next one, she says, the new model is kept under wraps. Another totally native, really? Wow. The new model, el nuevo modelo se mantiene bajo llave o en secreto, ¿no? Bajo que no se puede contar. Keep it under wraps. Excellent. Y wraps con W. Ay, excellent job, Elena. And she says, it's always been handmade. You know, excellent job. Elena, making me proud. Proud. I feel like a proud dad. Well, you guys are my students, my pupils. And when you do a good job, well, I feel a little bit responsible for it. Obviously, it's you who's doing the work. But also, you know, when I hear you guys writing, speaking in the Say What, in the question of the week, it really brings a smile to my face because I'm like, wow, it's working. What we're doing here every day is really, really working. So thank you. Thank you for proving that everything we do here is really paying off. And to pay off is dar frutos. It's beautiful. All right, let's see. We've got Chris Valrol. She says, yesterday, I went to lunch with my mother. Oh, awesome. She says, this week, I've gone to lunch with her once. Excellent. Esta semana sigue en vigor. Muchas veces metemos so far si queremos decir hasta ahora. Perfect. All right, the next one. The bride's dress is kept under lock and key. There's a totally native. To keep something under wraps or to keep it under lock and key. No, you say bajo llave, nosotros bajo cerradura y llave. Same idea. Excellent. Wow. We've got some totally natives. I haven't seen one mistake here grammatically or even a comma out of place. So I am impressed. All right. And the last one, it's always been handmade. Siempre se ha hecho a mano. Excellent job. Oh, wrong one. No te quería dar esa. I hit the wrong sound effect. Sorry. There was no humor in that one. All right, let's see. Elena, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously. I played the Say What soundbite twice, and you have already gotten it. Unfreaking believable. Really. I don't know if I could get it that fast myself. So excellent job, everyone, in our pop quiz and in our Say What soundbite. All right, well, it's time to hear from your fellow students. It's time for Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
All right, question of the week. And as I said, this question came from our amiga Chris Valrol. Great question. What is the most surprising gift you've ever received? I told you mine, my wife took me to a flight simulator and I got to fly an F-18, un caza, and an A320, an Airbus, a commercial plane. And I didn't even know, like even she's so good at keeping it under wraps, mira, usando la expresión, that even like 10 minutes after we were there, I was like, so what are we doing? Like I was in shock. And it was right up my alley. Justo lo que me gustaba, lo que me gusta a mí. All right, let's hear from Anix.
Hey everyone, this is Anix. So the most amazing quote unquote gift I ever got was
Me encanta el quote unquote.
Wasn't really a gift. It was more of a surprise. It happened on my 21st birthday. There was a guy I was in love with, and he came to see me even though we lived in different cities.
Ooh, a surprise visit. Oh, that's always nice. That's better than a gift, right?
We had such a great time together. We partied, hung
We partied, not partied, right? La E no la pronunciamos. We partied.
out, and just enjoyed it all his company. So it wasn't a present, but it was a really nice surprise.
Well, his presence was the present, right? Think about that. A lot of times having, the people we love around us, that's the greatest gift you could ever ask for. My wife and my daughter said, "What do you want for your birthday this year?" And I said, "Just to be with you girls. That's it." And I wasn't just saying it. I wasn't saying that and some Nike Air Jordans. No, I really meant like you guys, you girls.
And even though I don't usually like surprises, giving them or receiving them, this one was pretty cool. Okay, guys, bye bye.
Excellent job, Anix. Yeah, that surprise visit from an old flame, un viejo amante, an old flame. That's better than a pair of socks, right? All right, excellent job. As always, Anix, making me proud. All right, let's hear from Cristina, Chicago. She is a ball of energy. Let's see what she has to say this week.
Good morning, Alberto. 6:30 a.m. warming up, to go to classes.
You're awesome.
7, we start classes more or less here in middle school.
So that's Cristina at 6:30 in the morning. At 2 p.m., you must be flying.
I'm getting used to now. Okay, so for the question of the week, what was my surprising gift? I'm going to say, that like 4 or 5 years ago, or even more, like 6 years ago, Santa here in the United States brought me.
Cuidado, no brought, right? No brought, no tanto o, sino brought, like awesome.
Some tickets, to see Pink, the singer.
Pink, you're just like a pill. Instead of making me better, you're making me rush to the middle of nowhere. I love Pink.
So I went to the Chicago Arena by myself. I saw her. It was amazing. I had a blast. If you have ever seen her, please, I highly recommend it.
And I love how she didn't say, "I enjoyed it." Yeah, that's okay. It's correct. But she said, "I had a blast." That's how we would say it.
And another thing that I'm going to experience, that I'm going to talk about is a present or a gift that I gave, to my kids. And that for me, it was like very joyful and filled my heart. And I started crying when I gave it away because my kids.
I started, right? Nos falta la E de ahí. I started crying.
Didn't know what they weren't expecting. So it was like swim with the manatees one Christmas in Florida. There's a place called Clearwater. It's a preserve. So you can swim with the manatees. You can even touch them or they can even approach you. And it was amazing. And I remember that day, I was crying when I gave away, that gift that I made and I bought. I'm so stupid, but it is what it is. Well, hope you like it. Thank you.
Bought. Wow. That's a cool gift. That is a really cool gift, to swim with the manatees. Yeah, I try and do that too. I try, if I give somebody a gift, because I feel like, if you need a t-shirt, you can buy it yourself. If you need, you want a record, okay, you can buy it yourself, un vinilo. But an experience, especially if it's okay, I got us 2 tickets to see your favorite, your favorite artist in concert. That is a memory that will last forever. As we say, the gift that keeps on giving. Un regalo que dura para siempre. All right, let's hear from Gloria, who's already gotten a head start and sent us next week's question of the week. Gloria, you are a model student.
Hi, Alberto. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
The one who used to give me really nice presents was my husband, especially at the very beginning when we started dating.
The honeymoon phase, yeah.
And I remember he gave me a very nice, expensive, swanky Burberry jacket.
Wow, swanky. Toma vocabulario de lujo, swanky. And Gloria, I must say, your pronunciation blows me away. Me deja boquiabierto. Incredible.
Which cost a hell of a lot at the time, and I
A hell of a lot, muchísimo. Wow.
think it's it's one of those really expensive items, and also a leather briefcase which I used to go to work for many years.
Leather, piel, briefcase, maletín.
But the last nicest present I got was from my in-laws.
My in-laws. You don't have to say parents-in-law. In fact, yo nunca he oído a nadie decirlo así. Mis suegros, my in-laws. Wow, Gloria, I'm serious. Music to my ears.
They gave me, for my 50th birthday, they gave me a trip to London.
Your 50th birthday? You sound like you're 25.
Which we changed because we wanted to take the twins with us. I have twins.
Oh, cool.
So we wanted the kids to come along with us. So since it was going to be kind of expensive, we decided to go to Porto instead. So the four of us I remember we just drove over, which made it more, affordable.
Ah.
So that was it. Thanks.
Wow. Excellent job, Anix, Cristina Chicago, and Gloria, who have already participated. We're going to hear from some more students when we come back. But right now, we have to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Hey, welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. Thank you for learning and laughing with me every day. And also remember, you can continue to laugh and learn with Ale right after today's show on her program, Speaking with Confidence. After that, you've got the lunchtime show with my buddy Rob Grams, followed by Speak English with Ruby. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. The Salad with Dave Boys. Kyle Miller and his program, Drive Time. You've got Chris Frank and Frankly Speaking. Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower. You've got Rob Grams and the Pro Bow Show, and a master class with the master himself, Fitz, right before today's program. Every day you can warm up for this show with my buddy Fitz and his program, No Excuses. And how can I forget Richard Vaughn in Richard Vaughn Live. Speaking of masters. And don't forget to join us on December 2nd, 2025 for our last Vaughn Radio Trivia Night of the year at the Toast Tap Room in Malasaña. Get there before 8 because we kick off at 8. We're on Gidi time, not Spanish time. Hey, I've lived here long enough, and I know that 8 means 8:15. Well, in Gidi time, it means 7:45. We're on different time. It's not just time zones that are different, but it's also the perception of time. Of course, anytime I make a comment like that, I'm generalizing. There are people who are very punctual who live in Spain, and there are people who are always running late that live in the United States and England. But stereotypes exist for a reason, and not because I invented them. Nope. These were observed many, many decades, centuries, perhaps, before I started to roam this planet. All right, amigos, let's kick things off with homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It is homophones only on the show with no name. All right, the first word is a word you might be familiar with. It can mean a horrible taste or smell. So here it says fétido, nauseabundo, repugnante. Okay, if we're talking about a smell or a taste. So think of rotten fish, right? Pescado que se ha pasado de fecha. That is fétido. Okay. Also, it means sucio. Okay. It also means nulo. It also means mal si hablamos de tiempo. Okay. It's also una falta en el deporte. Okay. Le pitaron falta. And yeah, it's got many other meanings as well. Si decimos palabrotas, podemos decir language. Okay. It's another way of saying a curse or a swear word. Okay. So también un acto delictivo. So they found a dead body, but the officials are suspecting play. Que ha habido crimen. Ha habido juego sucio ahí. All right. So that is number one. Number two is a way that we talk about, well, ave de corral. Yeah. Poultry. So chicken, right? In case you didn't know, what the cluck are you talking about? Well, that's what chickens do. They cluck. That sound is clucking. It's clucking awesome. Sorry, I couldn't help it. No lo pude evitar. So the first word is feti. Well, as we said, it has many, many uses. Okay. And the second word only really has one, which is ave de corral. What are those two words, and do they sound exactly the same or not? Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite for the third time. Kudos to Elena, who already got it. And I'm sure if Elena got it after 2 listens, I'm sure a few of you can get it after the 3rd or 4th listen. Here's the 3rd.
Has it escaped your attention that these children have head-to-toe poison oak?
Well, no. Yes, but
what? My children are in need of medical assistance, and you can sit here and smugly lecture me on the importance of tests which exist to pigeonhole children's potential.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughntown. Lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown. That's right, amigos. It is Vaughntown. If you want more information about Vaughntown, our master's program, which, as I said, huge discount going on right now, go over to our website, grupovon.com. Also, you can follow us on social media, and you can get all the information you may need. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room. Oh, Elena, I just realized, even though your Say What soundbite is almost impeccable, the word after poison is oak, roble. Roble venenoso, poison oak. I'm sure many of you who are Batman fans are familiar with poison ivy, hiedra venenosa. Well, poison oak, porque he visto que has puesto oh no, right? So it's not oh no, it's poison oak. But again, wonderful job. That I had a feeling, I had a hunch, an inkling, otra forma de decirlo, that that was going to be the doozy, the difficult word in today's Say What soundbite. All right, let's see what we've got here. Elena says, it indeed pays off. I've learned a heap of natural English you wouldn't otherwise. So keep it up, teacher. Well, keep it up. You too. Keep it up. I don't do the work. Well, I do my job, but I can teach until I'm blue in the face. Hasta más no poder. And if it's not reaching you, then I'm just wasting my breath. But you are an example of a student who takes everything I say and puts it into practice. So again, you should be proud of yourself. Let's see. Elena says, nice surprise. Anix, giving is most of the time more moving than receiving. It's so true. Well, you know what? I couldn't agree more. In fact, I remember yesterday I made some chicken wings, unas alitas de pollo. I made them with lemon garlic, okay, in the air fryer. So I squeezed some lemon, some garlic, healthy. You know, I didn't add salt. I didn't add any chemicals, you know, like when you have something, you know, all these crazy sauces. It was lemon, which is great for you, and garlic, which is great for you. And then my daughter started eating them, and she was licking her fingers. Como decimos, they were finger licking good. And I'll tell you what, even more than eating them myself, I got more enjoyment watching her eat the food that I prepared for her and enjoy it like there was no tomorrow. So even with simple things, not even just gifts, you know what I mean? Giving, being a generous person is so rewarding, really, when you become selfless. I've got to say, I've always been a bit selfish. It's, you know, it's human nature. To a lesser or greater extent, we're all a little bit selfish. But then the day my daughter was born, I learned the meaning of the word selfless. So I think we could all use that lesson. It's less about us and more about how the people around us, how we make them feel, how we take care of them. And that if the people around you are happy, what are you going to be? Happy too. Right? If I see my daughter enjoying those wings, and I know she's not eating McDonald's or some garbage, you know, hyper processed food, that right there is gift one. And B, knowing that I made them and she's just, you know, ripping the meat off the bone. Bueno, hablando de pollo, we're going to take a look at ave de corral in just a moment here. Chris says, I'm having trouble making out Gloria's voice from Elena's. I'd have said I was listening to Elena. I love listening to all of you. All right, let's take a look, folks. We've got Born to Iron Man giving us the two words, and he gives us the correct words over here. And he says they sound alike. Elena agrees, and Chris Valrol agrees. Well, yes, they are homophones, okay? When they saw that the fowl was killed, el ave de corral, they suspected foul play. Como te dije, foul play es juego sucio, que ha habido un crimen. Okay, foul play. De hecho, es una película. Let me look it up here. It's a movie. Foul play. Como te digo, hay veces que ni hay que ver la película, solo con saber el título aprendemos algo. Foul play, a ver cómo se llama en español. Un cachondo detective y su rubia. I don't know. Well, this is a movie with Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, and it came out in 1978, and it's called Foul Play. Otra vez, maybe it's Juego Sucio in Spanish. Again, we can't rely on the translations because a lot of times it's una familia cachonda americana en busca de la felicidad. And you're like, whoa, how did you fit all that on the cover? It's like, what the fuck? All right. So excellent job. Yes, the words sound exactly the same. Foul. And as we said, the word foul has many meanings, not the second one. F-O-W is ave de corral. Pero F-O-U-L, let me give you the examples here, okay? As I said, police suspected foul play. Also, what is that foul smell? It smells like rotting fowl. Mira, ahí tienes los dos en contexto. Suena como ave de corral fétido que se ha pasado, right? Also, I warned him about his foul behavior. They have foul weather in the north, right? Stop using foul language in my classroom, all right? I'm in a foul mood today. De perros, no? De malísima humor. So excellent job in our homophone section, amigos. All right. Right now, we are going to hear from Chris Valrol. Of course, she had to participate. She sent us the question.
Morning, with the namers, Chris Valrol here. I was on the fence between a foxtail a former in-law brought me from Argentina.
On the fence. Excellent. Indecisa.
And a pair of pinhole glasses my husband gave me. I was flabbergasted.
Wow. Great vocabulary. Flabbergasted. Atónita. I was in shock.
In both cases. The foxtail thing, well, she was a tailor, and I guess she thought it would be tailor-made for a coat.
There you go. A foxtail made by a tailor, sastre, and tailor-made, hecho a medida. And Taylor Swift, well, Taylor es, no se escribe así, pero Swift, ya lo hemos visto, es veloz.
Poor thing. She was really nice, but I'd never wear that poor animal's tail around my neck. So I turned it down.
I turned it down, right? La de. So I turned it down, okay?
About the glasses, I told him I'd seen a video about natural vision, and they said these glasses can improve your eyesight, depending on the eyes, of course. And voila, totally unexpected. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Excellent job. Wonderful vocabulary. Your personality shines through, right, which is key. We can hear your smile. So excellent stuff. Yeah, foxtail. Yeah, I've never been big on fur, right? Piel. Just remember, there are two different, because I think you say piel si es cuero and piel si es el que está como furry, right? So for us, fur, F-U-R, fur is pelaje. It's the one that's soft, right? And leather is the one that's shiny. Una chupa, you call it. That's a leather jacket. But if you have a foxtail, that's called fur. Again, I think you say piel in both cases. In Spanish and English, we distinguish between the two. All right, excellent answers. So far, so good. Hasta ahora, genial. Let's hear from another student who never misses a week. It's Marisol.
Hi, it's Marisol. I'm sure I had several surprising gifts along my life. Although on top of my head, I remember
Off the top of my head. En vez de on the top of my head, me encanta que lo estás intentando usar. Off the top of my head. Sin pensarlo mucho, I think you say a bote pronto.
one gift that touched my heart. It was when I worked as a room leader in a kindergarten in Galway. A French mother who had a kid named Robin gave me a silver golden necklace in the form of a robin bird.
A robin, petirrojo.
I was minding her daughter in the nursery room and later in the wobbler's room. She was so grateful and joyful about my performance with her child.
Cuidado, performance, no I don't know, you put the accent in a weird spot. It's performance.
That she had the necessity to offer me this surprising and non-expected gift. I'm still wearing it quite often. I adore it. Some people in the world do not appreciate when you do a hard job, but things like that make you realize that there are individuals who notice this effort and make you feel valued. Greetings to our show, with no namers. Bye.
Yeah, it's true. Good point. Many jobs are not as rewarding or thankless, as we say. Vamos a ver cómo ponen la palabra thankless. Many jobs are thankless. They're unrewarding, desagradecidos, ingratos. And, why? Because people say, well, you're just doing your job. But then, if you bring somebody a special gift, well, it makes them feel not only that they're doing their job well, but that you're paying attention and you appreciate them. And I'll tell you what, it's not always the gift. And I think I can speak for you here, Marisol. It wasn't just the necklace that you still wear, by the way, which is beautiful, but it was the thought, right? De hecho, cuando recibimos un regalo que no nos gusta, ¿sabes lo que decimos? Oh, well, I don't think you like it. Don't worry. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts is, pues, no has aceptado. And remember, as we looked at the other day, and it's a perfect time to use it, that mother of that kid was very thoughtful, detallista. And a lot of times, as I said, we're walking around and we're thinking, oh, I got to do this, I've got to do that. But sometimes when we go out of our way to do something for somebody, that is gold, I think. I always like to give my daughter's teacher something at the end of the year, whether it be a plant. And in the case of our plants that I usually give the teachers, it's a plant that Lara planted. So it's a plant that she helped me grow and turn into a big plant. So it's, again, a lot of times it's not the value of the gift, but it's the thought behind the gift. Excellent job, Marisol. Another student who never misses a question of the week. It's Nuria.
Hi there, Alberto and Namers. It's Nuria speaking. Regarding this week's question, I must confess that I've received many surprising gifts, but I must show my true colors here and tell you that the best gift I ever received.
To show your true colors. To show your true colors means to show your real feelings. You know it from Cyndi Lauper. I see your true colors shining through.
It's not anything material. It's having my family members and the people that are close to me healthy and happy.
The greatest gift you could ever ask for. I agree.
In my view, it's not all about money. It's all about having your loved ones around, and that is a priceless.
My grandfather said always, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Gift, some gifts that you can pay with money, such as time, love, and friendship. That's all for now. Take care, amigos. Thank you.
Beautiful speaking and beautiful message. Nuria, I expect nothing less from you. Wonderful job. And last but not least, it's the only guy. Guys, no comment. No comment. This is Paco. Thank you, Paco, for showing that the guys know how to speak too, or aren't afraid to speak.
Hi there, it's Paco from Cádiz. How you keeping up?
Excellent. How you keeping up? How are you keeping up? ¿Cómo van las cosas? ¿Cómo sigues?
First of all, greetings to Alberto for his 48th birthday.
Thank you,
for
sir.
your dedication and your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
Regarding the question of the week, Alberto, come to think of it, I don't have any type of gift that caused a knock-on effect on me. Maybe off the top of my head,
Off the top of my head, muy bien, a bote pronto, off the top of my head.
It might be life, because I know for sure that life is not a bed of roses.
And tomorrow's not guaranteed. Y buena expresión, life is no bed of roses. No es todo rosas. Un lecho de rosas, you say?
But it's really worth it. Keep a balance between life is made up of love, health.
Love, health. Yeah, if you don't have love in your life, what do you have? If you don't have health, you could be a billionaire. You could be a trillionaire. But if the doctor says you've got 2 weeks to live, you can't take it with you, folks.
And work. These are the cornerstones of life.
The cornerstones. Muy bien. I think you say piedras angulares.
And it's really worth it. That's the best gift that one person can receive. To be honest, now I'm working alone, far from my hometown. I really miss my close friends and my family, especially with the lead up on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, thank you very much and have a lovely weekend.
Excellent. What can I say? Excellent job, Anix, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Gloria, Marisol, Nuria, and Paco. If you'd like to participate in next week's question of the week, it is, what is your favorite beverage? Y fijaos, no he dicho beverage. Nos comemos la segunda E y es beverage. Así ya puedes entrar pronunciándolo bien. Beverage. Dilo conmigo en voz alta. Beverage. Tell us about your favorite beverage. Folks, we'll be right back with the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Again, I am totally blown away by your participation, not just your English, but all of you have a good head on your shoulders. ¿Cómo se dice eso en español? Sois buena gente. You have a good head. A ver si lo tienen aquí. On your... mira. Thank you. Finally, we're tener la cabeza en su sitio. You're sensible people. You know, it's not about material things. It's not about, having the better car if your family's not near you, right? I think there's an expression I remember hearing: happiness is only real when shared. Think about it. You win the lottery, you don't have any friends, your family doesn't want anything to do with you. Who are you celebrating with? Who are you going to call and tell? I mean, half of the things we do are to share it with the people we love. So the greatest gift we can have is the company, the time, the energy of our loved ones. And I thank you guys. I know that. Time is a commodity. And you guys spend 2 hours a day learning here with me. I can only say thank you. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In a time where everything's so hectic, you guys are learning English, laughing, and not just with me, but with each other. It is absolutely magical. All right, folks, it is time for today's double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, it is double trouble. But did I say double trouble? Oh, no. Sorry. I meant triple trouble. That's right. It is triple trouble. That means you have to use the same word 3 times. Good luck. All right. Puedes tocar su puerta. ¿Ok? Pero no la critiques porque está preñada. I said the word preñada on purpose. It's not embarazada. It's more of a slang way to say it. Y de hecho, es una película. That's right. There's a movie, at least in English, called Preñada. And that's the title of the movie. So the more movies you know in English, and not just the actual movie, but the title, the more it's going to help you with your English. All right. So puedes tocar su puerta, right? Pero no la critiques porque está preñada. All right? You have to use, again, the same word 3 times, and I'm pretty sure I'd be willing to bet at least 2 or 3 of you are going to figure out today's triple trouble. Good luck. In the meantime, let me give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the 4th and final time.
Has it escaped your attention that these children have head-to-toe poison oak?
Well, no. Yes, but
what? My children are in need of medical assistance. And you can sit here and smugly lecture me on the importance of tests? Tests which exist to pigeonhole children's potential?
Alberto, viene Tom Cruise al hormiguero y tengo que decirle una cosa. Tengo que decirle, vamos al lío. ¿Cómo se lo digo?
Vamos al lío, tío. Eso es facilísimo. Piensa en la canción de DJ Tiesto. Let's get down to business. Give me one more time together. Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. Ah, lo sabía, pero no sabía que lo sabía. Aprende inglés con canciones, películas, videojuegos, series, personajes, onomatopeyas. Todas las cosas que te rodean están en inglés, pero no te das cuenta de que ya las tienes en la cabeza. Solamente hay que colocarlas. Y para eso, utiliza nuestro tercer libro, This Book is the Shit, por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Oh, yeah. That's right, amigos. This book is the shit. It is one of those gifts that just keeps on giving. So I imagine most of you have all 5 of my books. If not, hey, put it on your wish list for this Christmas. All right, let's see. We've got a few people participating in our triple trouble. Let's see what we've got. So, Born to Iron Man is the first one to take a stab at it here. Let's see what he came up with. He says, you can knock on her door. Excellent. You can knock on or at. Se pueden decir los dos. Sé que lo sabes de knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. But que sepas, puedes usar at también. So you can knock on her door, but don't knock her because she's knocked up. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And the movie Knocked Up is a movie that came out in 2007. It stars Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl. It's a funny movie, in fact. It's Knocked Up. Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd is in it as well. Jonah Hill, the guy who used to be fat but isn't anymore, from The Wolf of Wall Street. Sponsored by Ozempic. Yeah, my wife said to me yesterday, she said, oh, look at this guy. He lost a lot of weight. I'm like, it's really sad. And I'm not saying that there aren't people doing it the real way. But nowadays, when I see somebody go from being plump, regordete, or let's be honest, fat, and then they look like a twig, un palillo, a twig, I can only think of one word. Ozempic. Sadly, well, that's the way it goes. So anything but go to the gym and eat healthy. You know, we're not going to do that. No. I gotta take a shortcut there. So excellent job. You can knock on her door, but don't knock her because she's knocked up. And it reminds me of another idiomatic expression, and it's don't knock it till you tried it. Okay, this means no critiques algo que no has probado, que no has experimentado. Don't knock it till you tried it. All right. A great expression. And to criticize, yeah, that's okay, but that's a long word. Knock. Y cuidado, no es knock, it's knock. Knock. Piensa en la canción. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. All right. So great job, Born to Iron Man. Also, Elena, she says, you can knock on her door, but don't knock her because she's knocked up. Excellent job, Born to Iron Man and Elena, solving today's triple trouble, a triple trouble that you can know at least that third part from a movie called Knocked Up. As I said, it came out in 2007. And speaking of movies, you know what time it is. Name that movie. All right, amigos. It's Name That Movie here on the Show with No Name. Let's take a look at today's Name That Movie, and we'll see if you guys recognize it. All right, now let me just tell you, I've given you a huge clue. I mean, okay, you're going to see. All right, for fun-loving party animal Ben Stone, the last thing he ever expected was for his one-night stand to show up on his doorstep 8 weeks later to tell him she's pregnant with his child. Hello? Hi. I mean, I can't give you a bigger clue than that, can I? Okay, I can tell you it's a movie that came out in 2007 starring Katherine Heigl, or whatever her name is, and Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd. Elena, you got it, of course. It's Knocked Up. Now, what is it called in Spanish? Preñar? O un cachondo fiestero que preña a una chica sin querer. I don't know. I'm asking you. Again, I don't watch movies in Spanish. It's uncomfortable for me. So, for fun-loving, un tío, un vive la vida. right? Fun-loving. For fun-loving party animal, fiestero, Ben Stone, the last thing he ever expected was for his one-night stand, un rollo de una noche, que viene de la comedia. I'm doing a one-night stand in Hollywood, o sea, una noche in Hollywood. But if you are in the world of hooking up, ligando, a one-night stand is, well, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's another way to say it. Okay. So the last thing he ever expected was for his one-night stand to show up, presentarse, on his doorstep. Su umbral, you say? His doorstep 8 weeks later to tell him she's pregnant. Now, I've heard people say pregnant. No, pregnant. La G se pronuncia. Pregnant with his child. Chris got it as well. Great job, Elena and Chris. And hey, it's not a bad translation in Spanish. Lío embarazoso. It's not too bad. I like it. It works. It works. All right, let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. Jonah says, we got pink eye. Let me tell you, pink eye in the medical terms, conjunctivitis. We all know it's highly contagious, conjuntivitis. Well, we also call it pink eye, okay? We got pink eye. Tenemos conjuntivitis, right? And Ben Stone says, were you giving butterfly kisses or something? And a butterfly kiss is when you blink your eyes, right? Parpadeas los ojos, and you get close to someone's face and you rub them, les rozas, with your eyelashes, okay? Butterfly kiss. A ver cómo lo traducen. No sé si tenéis un nombre para eso. Okay, es un beso de mariposa, but it's because you are, no lo tienen aquí. No me jodas, tío. Really? Word reference? You fucking suck. What can I say? You don't have butterfly kiss. Come on. My daughter knew that word when she was like, a little kid because daddy gave her raspberries. Pedorretas, you call them, right? Que no lo confundamos con pedos pintores. Sharts. I don't have to translate that, right? Shit, fart. A butterfly kiss is a playful gesture where you flutter your eyelashes against another person's skin, usually their eyelid or their cheek. Do you have a name for that in Spanish? Well, word reference doesn't. So a butterfly kiss, we call it. So, beso de mariposa. Chris, iba a decir, hombre, es un buen nombre. Deberíais adoptarlo si no lo usáis. Yes. Okay. So, thanks, Chris. It's beso de mariposa. Easy. And then Jason says, ha, ha, ha. Very funny. Y eso significa no me hace gracia. Evidentemente, he's being sarcastic. He goes, ha, ha, ha. Very funny. That's not how you get pink eye. Así no es como coges conjuntivitis. That's not how you get pink eye. You get it from poo particles, partículas de trocitos de mierda, de caca, poo, right? You get it from poo particles making their way into your ocular cavities, okay, entre los ojos, otra forma de decir tus ojos. And then Jay says, I farted. Oh, God. I farted on Jason's pillow as a practical joke, como bromita. He farted on Jonah's, thinking it was mine, and then he eventually pink-eyed my pillow. I'm not proud of any of this, but I think we're all forgiven here. Todos estamos perdonados aquí. But we can't go anywhere. Aún así, no podemos salir de casa, right? Because it's, as I said, highly contagious. And Pete says, you can get pink eye from farting on a pillow? And Jonah says, totally. Pues totalmente. And Pete says, that's awesome. Que eso mola. Oh my God. You could see the mental age of his friends. And then Jonah says, Jesus, Martin got it bad. A Martin le dio muy fuerte. He got it bad. He says, what? Did someone take a dump on your eye? ¿Alguien se cagó To take a dump is another way to say to take a shit. Now, the funny part there is, why do we say to take a shit or to take a dump when really you leave it? Hey, that's one of the great mysteries of life. And so he goes, what? Did someone take a dump on your eye? Alguien se cagó en tu ojo? And Martin says, no pink eye for me. I'm just really high. O sea, dice, no, yo no tengo conjuntivitis, estoy colocadísimo. I'm just really high. Y como vimos el otro día, alguien que está muy colocado, you could say he's as high as a kite. All right, there you go, folks. Excellent job in Name That Movie. It's now time for your joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, amigos, let's see if you get these jokes. Do I have to have a baby shower? Okay. Do I have to have a baby shower? Well, no. Not if you change the baby's diaper very quickly. You get it? A diaper, the British call to nappy, pañal, you say. So do I have to have a baby shower? Do you get the double meaning? Tengo que hacer que un bebé se dé una ducha. You have to have somebody do something. Okay? Es la estructura. So do I have to have a baby shower? Tengo que hacer que el bebé se ducha. But also a baby shower es una fiesta de estas de cuando that sometimes is very common in the United States. They have before a baby is born. Just another excuse to spend money, right? IMO, in my opinion, right? So do I have to have a baby shower? And the answer, not if you change the baby's diaper very quickly. Okay, what should a joke have in common with a pregnancy? What should a joke have in common with a pregnancy? A good delivery. Delivery es forma de contarlo. Oh, I like the way he delivers his jokes, right? La forma de que lo cuentas. But also a delivery, and the delivery room is el parto, right? So when is the delivery? Well, it's scheduled for next week, right? So you get it there? The delivery of a joke, the way it's delivered, the way it's told. But also a doctor delivers a baby in the delivery room. You get it? All right. Well, you guys are lucky. We need to move on because it's time for famous birthday trivia. That's right, famous birthdays. Also, a nice round of applause for Chris Valrol. She also figured out today's Say What soundbite. All right, let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. Number one, this woman is an Icelandic singer-songwriter. Do I have to say any more? I'm not saying there aren't more Icelandic singer-songwriters, but she is the quintessential singer-songwriter from Iceland. Okay, it's her. There are others, as I said, but if you think of artists, recording artists from Iceland, it's her. All right, that's number one. Big fan of her music as well. Number two, this American actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. Well, he was in Ghostbusters. He played, what did he play? He played Egon Spengler in Ghostbusters. He also produced Knocked Up. Hey, you mean today's Name That Movie? Oh, yeah. He produced that. He also produced Groundhog Day, Dia de la Marmota. Some great movies. National Lampoon's Vacation, Una familia chiflada cachonda americana de vacaciones, I think it's called in Spanish. And as I said, he was also an actor. He was in Stripes with Bill Murray, about them in the military, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, but also known as a director, the director of Caddyshack. That's with Bill Murray as well, where he works at a golf course. National Lampoon's Groundhog Day, Analyze This and Analyze That. That's where Robert De Niro plays a mobster, un mafioso, who goes to therapy. All right. And last but not least, this American actress, singer, and producer is amazing. I think so, at least. She was in Private Benjamin. Speaking of military, she played a woman who enlisted for the army. She was also in Shampoo, Foul Play. Hey, wait, we looked at the word foul play before. She was also in Overboard with her soon-to-be husband, Kurt Russell. Overboard, where she's a rich woman who is, she's on her boat, she slips, and she gets amnesia. She was also in Bird on a Wire, The First Wives Club, and so many more. Also, her kids are actors as well. Oliver Hudson and Kate Hudson, although her last name is not Hudson. All right, those are your 3 famous birthdays. Going once, going twice. Let me give them to you. Number 1, Bjork. That's right, Bjork. Number 2. Number 2 is, where is he? Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis. And number 3, Goldie Hawn. Nice job, Chris, coming in there at the last second. Excellent. All right, so this is Goldie Hawn in the movie Overboard. Again, I think I've seen this movie hundreds of times. When I was a kid, I think I knew every line in the movie. A very, very funny movie starring Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. And Annie, her character, Annie Potts, is called in to see the teacher. Okay, her adopted son's teachers, because they're not her kids. And she says, has it escaped your attention? Because the teacher was reprimanding her and the kids. And she says, has it escaped your attention that these children have head-to-toe poison oak, que tienen el roble venenoso de cabeza hasta el pie, o sea, en todo el cuerpo? And the teacher's stuttering, stammering, tartamudeando. Yes, but, and she says, but what? ¿Y qué? My children are in need of medical assistance. And you can sit here. Now, no es que está sentada. Sit here es no hacer nada. Don't just sit there. And you can sit here and smugly lecture me. To smugly lecture someone, pues darme una charla de forma engreída. Smugly lecture me on the importance of tests which exist to pigeonhole, encasillar, to pigeonhole children's potential. Here she is, birthday girl, Goldie Hawn.
Has it escaped your attention that these children have head-to-toe poison oak?
No. Yes, but...
But what? My children are in need of medical assistance. And you can sit here and smugly lecture me on the importance of tests which exist to pigeonhole children's potential.
All right, folks, that's for you. Wonderful job, as always. Thank you so much for your effort. We're going to say goodbye with a song by Bjork called Possibly Maybe. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll be back next week with much more Show with No Name. It's been a blast, and I hope you feel the same. Ciao for now.